What we're discussing this video, when a system realizes that you were never meant to stay, and despite coming to that conclusion or realization, the system pursues you beyond its borders. To the scholars, to the seekers, and the students of spiritual wisdom, today we are going to investigate and examine a phenomenon that has appeared throughout history and religion, psychology, sociology, and power systems. There comes a moment when an individual leaves a system, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, or intellectually, before they physically depart, because the system begins to recognize that its influence is no longer working. Many spiritual seekers spend years asking, why did the attacks increase after I stopped participating? Why did the hostility grow after I became less reactive? Why did opposition intensify after I stopped seeking approval? The answer is hidden inside power itself. Power does not become angry when you suffer. Power becomes angry when suffering no longer controls you. Throughout history, empires rarely feared the obedient. They feared the individual who no longer required permission to exist. The adversarial mindset, whether expressed through institutions, groups, families, organizations, unhealthy relationships, or collective thinking, operates from a simple assumption that eventually you will surrender, that eventually you will compromise, that eventually you will abandon yourself, that eventually you will accept whatever position has been assigned to you. When years pass and none of those outcomes occur, something begins happening inside the minds of those who expected the chosen to collapse. Their calculations begin failing, their predictions begin failing, their expectations begin failing, and failure produces exposure. What many people call gang stalking, coordinated harassment, organized intimidation, character attacks, social isolation campaigns, fear-based messaging, monitoring, manipulation, and psychological warfare often share a common feature. The objective is not information. The objective is compliance. The objective is restoration of control. They don't want information. They want to control you. You are going to comply and do and say whatever they wish. See, the objective is making the target return to the position originally assigned to them. If someone truly believes you are insignificant, they do not spend years watching you. If they believe you have no value, they do not spend years discussing you. If they truly believe that you have no influence, they do not organize resources around you. The contradiction reveals the truth. Their behavior exposes what their words attempt to conceal. And as seekers of wisdom and knowledge, we must understand a profound principle. Systems do not always reveal what they believe. Sometimes systems reveal what they believe through what they invest in. What are they willing to devote and commit resources to? No dollar amount would prevent them to continue their obsession, their monitoring. Where repeated intervention exists, concern exists. The very energy that is devoted towards preventing your emergence may become evidence of what was perceived within you all along. Let's examine a deeper level. Many seekers of wisdom and knowledge believe the adversary hates them. This is not always accurate. Hatred is emotional, but control is strategic. The adversarial mindset is often less concerned with personal dislike and more concerned with preserving the existing arrangement. The problem begins when someone unexpectedly exits that arrangement. You were expected to remain waiting for promises and acceptance, validation, and even opportunities, waiting for doors to open, waiting for approval, waiting for conditions that were never intended to arrive. Years may pass, then suddenly something changes. There's a shift. The waiting ends. And when the waiting ends, dependence ends. When dependence ends, manipulation weakens. When manipulation weakens, desperation emerges. This is where many systems become irrational. Because rational actors adapt, irrational actors escalate. So instead of asking, why did this person leave? They ask, how do we force them back? Instead of examining themselves, they examine you. Instead of correcting behavior, they intensify behavior. Instead of self-reflection, they pursue retaliation. This is why exposure frequently follows escalation. A calm mind thinks. A threatened mind reacts. When a system believes it is losing control, mistakes increase. Masks begin falling. People begin revealing themselves. Hidden alliances become visible. Secret agendas become visible. Motives become visible. The very actions designed to silence often become evidence. History repeatedly demonstrates this principle. Many movements, reformers, prophets, teachers, innovators, and visionaries were not destroyed by opposition. Opposition revealed them. The effort to eliminate them produced greater visibility than their work alone could have created. This is a irony. Attempts to erase often creates documentation. Attempts to silence often create witnesses. Attempts to conceal often create curiosity. And attempts to remove often create legacy. The spiritual seeker must understand something critical. When opposition becomes reckless, it may indicate that fear has replaced confidence. Confident systems do not panic. Confident systems do not obsess, they move on. Confident systems do not spend excessive resources and energy pursuing those who have already departed. Panic emerges when expectations fail. And what expectation has failed? You may ask. The expectation that you will remain the same person. You will remain dependent. You will remain available for manipulation. And that you would never discover your own value. This is why many spiritual journeys become unexpectedly difficult immediately before major personal breakthroughs. And it's not because darkness has become stronger, but because old agreements are becoming weaker. The individual who once sought permission now seeks purpose. The individual who once sought approval now seeks truth. The individual who once sought acceptance now seeks authenticity. And authenticity cannot be controlled the same way performance can. The greatest misunderstanding many seekers have is believing the battle is about destruction. Often it is not. The battle is about return. The adversarial mindset wants restoration of a previous arrangement. It wants the old version of you. The version that doubted and waited and tolerated and accepted less. The version that remained available for exploitation. The version no longer exists now. And the greatest frustration for any controlling system is not that you escaped. It is that you transform. Because a transformed person cannot be managed using instructions designed for the former self. And once enough transformation occurs, those pursuing control frequently reveal themselves more than they reveal the target. That is the paradox that you all must understand. The longer an effort to break you continues without success, the more likely the effort begins exposing its own motivations. The very campaign designed to remove you may become the evidence that you were never as powerless as they claimed. For if you were truly insignificant, there would have been no campaign at all. And that is one of the oldest lessons hidden inside the study of power, opposition, and spiritual liberation. Thank you for visiting my channel, and may your soul forever be blessed. Stay covered, stay conscious, and remain undefeated. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.